What about if you are in the rushing parent syndrome? You're all the time rushing, meeting deadlines, getting children out the door. There is no time and space for nothing. You overschedule. You might be in the rushing parent syndrome. And the rushing parent syndrome is not about I have a lot of things to do. It's about why do we have so many things to do? What keeps us in this cycle? Today, I'm going to give you the three signs that are going to tell you if you are in the rushing parent syndrome or not, which is a toxic cycle that we may end up perpetuating from childhood, and how to get out of it so we feel a lot calmer, a lot more peaceful, even if we have deadlines and responsibilities and kids need to get out of the door and go to school on time. You are going to feel a lot more ease and you will find a system that finally works for your family dynamic to flow and not to feel that the house is on fire all the time. Hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I am a certified parenting coach and founder of HIC Parenting Education Agency. My team of coaches and I have served 14,151 clients, parents, go from reactivity to feeling a lot more peace raising their children. And a lot of them, most of them, I would say all of them, are busy parents. And many of them are parents of special needs kids, neurodivergent kids, autistic kids, ADHD kids, who have a lot of appointments, a lot of places to go to. So let's talk about the rushing parent syndrome. Number one, you know you are in the rushing parent syndrome because you are in a constant rushed energy. My husband was there and he was always in a constant rushed energy, even if we were in California on vacation, even if we were in Disneyland trying to go from ride one to ride two. He was all the time with this sense of rushed energy. We need to end eating right now because we have a ride to catch, and let's go here and let's go there. And it's not an excitement or an exciting type of energy, it's an anxious energy. So you are in the rushing parent syndrome if you have a constant rushed energy, no matter the circumstance, no matter if it is you're trying to get to school on time, or you're trying to get to church on time, or you're trying to go to the store, the rushing parent syndrome is always there. Sign number two that you are in the rushing parent syndrome. You react instead of offering support to your kids. And feelings feel an inconvenience. I helped this kind of parent last week. Last week, I helped this kind of parent. Marcela, what gets under my skin, it's when my daughter, she knows what she needs to do. She knows that she needs to go to bed, just brush her teeth, go to bed, stay in bed. And instead of that, she drags and drags. And I have so many things to do. I need to finish with the dishwasher. I need to do this, and I want to do my things, and it feels just such an inconvenience for me that she is just needing so much at that time. So a parent who is in the rushing parent syndrome may feel their children's emotional needs and especially the needs that require their attention, such as settling down at bedtime and calming down at bedtime. They feel as it is such a struggle because those feelings and those emotional needs feel inconvenient to them. It gets on their way. This stems reactivity. This doesn't stem. This creates reactivity. That's the better word. This creates reactivity because when I'm in so much rush, to get the chore done, to get the routine done, and get the child to, let's just say, fall asleep, I'm not focused on the process, I'm focused on the result. And that takes us to react by not getting that result when we want it. This is for a lot of the times, this could come from a childhood wound of adults in our lives not giving space for our needs. So at that time, when this father's needs of I want to rest, I want to finish with the dishwasher, when his needs compete with his daughter's needs for co-regulation and help calming down at bedtime, when those needs compete, it creates a lot of overwhelm and reactivity, because this rushing parent syndrome makes them feel as if I take care of my children's needs, I won't have enough time for my own needs. This creates the reactivity. And if it truly feels to you there is never time for my needs, I never have time for my needs, I encourage you to look deeper onto this, because this belief creates your reality. And you create a reality where your needs, there is never space for your needs. And you subconsciously overschedule yourself. You subconsciously say yes to everything. You subconsciously have no boundaries. You subconsciously have no consistency and boundaries for your kids either. And then there is never time to meet your needs. And you feel that you're always running on fumes, rushing and rushing and rushing, trying to catch your needs at the end of the road when you never gave yourself enough space to meet your own needs. So that's part of the rushing parent syndrome. And it comes from that childhood wound of there was no time for your needs. And now you have the belief that there is no time for your needs. And you create a life that has no time for your needs. Our mission in HIC Parenting is helping parents like you recognize their own toxic patterns so they can break free from reactivity and raise their children as secure parents with a lot more peace, meeting their children's needs and their own needs. It is possible to raise your children with peace once you break away from those reactive patterns. Jessica, she is a Colombian mom who was in this rushing parent syndrome and who was not able to raise her children with peace. I'm going to show you her story of what changed for her once she came and she worked with us in coaching to create space for her needs, to break away from reactivity and show up to her kids as a secure parent.
To get a calmer house, just feel better about the way that I parent, and I just feel like I am in a much better mental and headspace. I just feel much better right now. And I know that my kids are more, like, they're happier. The past few days, my daughter Luna had been saying, "Oh my gosh, this is actually my favorite day ever." And so I told her last night, "Oh, you've been saying that this is your favorite day ever for a couple of days now." And she's like, "Yeah, this day's happening really nice."
And how do you think she used to feel before enrolling in HIC Parenting?
I feel like she was confused. Because some days she would get like a happy, calm mom, but then maybe sometime during the day she would not be so happy. She would be like an angry, yelling mom. So she was confused. Like,
that's what happened.
how has this?
Oh, it played another one. That's what happens to parents in the rushing parent syndrome. They start the day nice, but they rush and rush until they're so exhausted and depleted, and then they start reacting at the end of the day. If you're like Marcela, I need help, I have it for you. I created a free class where I teach you the framework that Jessica and all our coaching clients have to break away from reactivity and parent with peace. You can find this class in hicparenting.com. hicparenting.com. You can find this free class right now. You can find it opening the description of this video here below, or I'm going to place a card up here on the top of the screen. And you can start changing your parenting right now by applying that framework in your house. So, the third sign that you are in the rushing parent syndrome is that, um, hold on, I have my notes, but hold on. Oh, yeah, like my notes are, the writing is kind of crazy, ADHD crazy. You struggle to be present. That's what happened to Jessica and to that father that I helped last week. He was so focused on, I need to get this done and get my daughter to go to bed so I can do ABC, that he forgot to be present with her daughter, with his daughter. His daughter picked up on that lack of presence, and it was fueling her bedtime stalling, her bedtime dragging, looking for that presence, looking for that connection. Once he set aside that and he started focusing on the presence and not on the to-do list, his daughter, I always say her, his daughter calmed down, to calm down a lot faster because she had a present father instead of a emotionally absentee father. And that could be you. That could be you next week. You just have to commit to be present. If this video gave you aha moments, would you share it with a friend? Just stop right now what you're doing, send it to a friend, send it to a coworker, send it to Susie. You know her name, Susie, or what's her name? Write her name below. Who needs to hear this? If you've seen a rushing parent, a parent with a rushing parent syndrome, send it to them. Even if it's your mom, send it to that person. If it's your spouse, send it to them. Especially if it's your spouse, they need to see this. They need to see this. You stumbled on this video for a reason, and it's because you need to see it, and somebody in your life needed to see it. Remember that it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to raise secure children.